Welcome to the Black Rifle series. So in this Black Rifle video series, it's going to feature head down firearms here in Dallas, Georgia. The particular rifle that we're going to be talking about specifically is the Provectus PV15. It's a rifle that I've been wanting for a long time. Just got it, so I'm extremely excited. So we're going to be talking about this rifle. Right now it's in its factory configuration. Minus I've already put the Magpul ASAP plate on it because I run that on all my rifles. But let's get started. Okay, so when we're talking about the black rifle, there are tons of manufacturers out there, and the price difference is ridiculous. You can go and buy a M4 or AR-15 rifle anywhere from $450 to $4,000. For most of us, what we purchase, especially when it comes to guns and things like that, it's really going to come down to how much is this going to cost, because unfortunately we don't just buy the rifle and it's already done. You know, you buy the rifle or you buy whatever firearm that you're looking at, and then there's going to be some accessories that you want to put on there. So yes, there is a big gap in the cost of these rifles, but you do get what you pay for, and what I really want you to focus on is the value, not so much as the initial cost. Focus more on the value. What all am I getting for what I'm paying for? Why did I pick head down? People that know me, they know that I'm extremely budget conscious, especially with a rifle. And I'll be honest with you, I've always said, you know, listen, that $650 rifle will defend you just as good as, you know, a $1,500 rifle. And although that is true, there's something that I would like to kind of point out. And like I said earlier, you know, you get what you pay for. And yes, the cheaper rifles, they do function, they function well. But when you pick up a rifle like this, a billet rifle, and it's been precision milled, and you pick this rifle up, you know, you hold it in your hands, you can feel the difference as soon as you touch it. As soon as you pick it up, you can feel the difference. And some of those things I'm talking about, for a lot of you guys who are experienced with shooting, you know, the AR platform, we're all familiar with the movement where there's space, you know, between the upper and the lower. And that was one of the first things that I noticed about it, is that there's no movement. Like, I'm gonna sit here and twist. There's no movement. It's very, very tight. You know, another thing is, like, when you're holding the rifle and you go to cycle your bolt, you know, it feels very precise. It feels real tight. You know, like the tolerances are where they're supposed to be. Nothing's loose. Nothing's rattling. The reason why I picked them, yes, it's a great rifle, but more importantly than that is that over at Head Down Products, you just got a really good group of guys and gals. These are people who actually care about what they're doing. They put a lot of love into these rifles, from the design, the concept of the rifle, to the assembly, even down to, you know, after the sale. You know, they have a Rifle for Life warranty program that follows the serial number. It doesn't follow the purchaser. So it doesn't matter what happens to this rifle. You give them a call, tell them what happened, send it back to them, and they fix it or send you another. So it's a very simple program, and I really like that. I think it's one of the best warranty programs in the industry right now. So again, it's the Rifle for Life program. So let's talk about some of the features of it. We're going to start with the stock here. Collapse this in some. The stock is a head down TI7 butt stock. It's got two compartments here, one here and one here. And you can store your batteries, you know, your 1, 2, 3 batteries. You can never have enough of those. All right, we're going to move on to the grip. It is a Ergo ambidextrous grip. It's rubber. What I'm thinking firsthand is, you know, being that it's rubber, maybe it's going to help, you know, reduce some of the vibration from the recoil and stuff like that. Also, too, you know, when your hands are sweaty or you're bleeding or it's raining outside or something like that, you know, having the rubber grip should be nicer, because it'll help you keep a firm grip of your rifle, especially with one-handed manipulation. All right, so then we move on to the trigger guard here, and the trigger guard, if you notice, is flared down. And this is all one piece, so it's a billet lower, but it's all one piece. You don't have the two pins here and here like on your traditional AR-15s, so that you can wear your gloves. It comes like that from the factory, which is really nice, and it's integral with the billet, so it's all one piece. It's strong, and you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so let's talk about the trigger, and I'm going to read it so I can make sure that I'm pronouncing it and saying it correctly. But it's a Hyperfire EDT3 single stage trigger. And hopefully you get a nice little close up there, and you'll see that it's curved for a portion of the trigger, and then it's flat for a portion of the trigger. And what I like to think when I see that is the curved area would be more like your combat, part of the trigger. You can really get on the trigger, crank those rounds down range. But for those really long distance shots, those precision shots, you can just bring your fingertip down here on the flatter portion, and it should help some with accuracy. When you feel this trigger, extremely, extremely crisp. Then two, the reset is very, very nice. Very, very tactile. It feels, again, very precise. It's really tight. Nothing's, rattling or jiggling around or anything like that. It's just really, really tight. It pulls straight to the rear. It's just extremely crisp. And it's something that's very, very hard to explain. It's something that you'll just have to pick one of these up and experience it for yourself. I'm really looking forward to shooting this thing. All right, so the next thing is the flared mag well. Now, this is integral as well, so when they are milling this out of billet, they purposely make this mag well where it's flared. Now, I've been doing some dry fire reloads with the Lancer magazine that comes with the rifle, and I will tell you that this mag well does help. Okay, so let's move on to the shell deflector. For most left-handed shooters, when they're shooting this rifle, the shells that are being ejected out of the rifle are pretty much hitting them in the chest or in the face, because the shell is coming out of the rifle and just going at like a 45-degree angle straight back at them. With this one, it's been designed so it actually kicks the round out a little bit further, missing the left-handed shooter. That does help a lot, especially for your left-handed shooters. All right, so when we move on to the bolt, it's a mil-spec, and I'm gonna read it off of here just to make sure I'm saying it correctly. It's a mil-spec Carpenter 158 bolt carrier, group HPT and MPI. All right, and we move on to the charging handle. It's a Raptor ambidextrous charging handle. It comes on these rifles. I do like this. It's really easy to, cycle that bolt back and forth, especially when you're trying to clear malfunctions and stuff like that. So it gives you that little bit of extra purchase, to get your hands on there and get that thing charging. So it does come with that Raptor ambidextrous charging handle. All right, and on this side, it has a recessed bolt catch. And I don't know if you can really see it very well, but little things like that come in very handy. I can't tell you how many times I've had my bolt locked to the rear. I'll be slung during a training class or something like that, or if I'm teaching, and you have your kit on in the front of you, and your rifle's sitting there dangling, and next thing you know, your bolt's flying forward. And it's just little things like that that I like, when you have a manufacturer that's thinking about that little stuff, so how can we make this better? So when it's recessed like that, it prevents that from happening. So this could sit there and hit up on you all day long, and you're good to go. You don't have to worry about your bolt flying forward prematurely or when you don't want it to. All right, so moving on to the handguard. Now this is a head down 15-inch Generation 2 handguard. It's 1913 Picatinny on the top and the bottom, well, just on the top. And then you have your key mod on the side and on the bottoms. When you're thinking about a handguard, whether you're buying a new rifle or you already own a rifle and you're wanting to switch out your handguard, find out where your hand naturally falls. Think about what your mission is going to dictate that you need, those mission essentials that you're going to need, and then figure out where you're going to put them. So all of mine are pretty much going to go from the hand forward. minus the red dot is going to be down in this general area, but all the other stuff is going to be up here. So that's why I picked the 15-inch model. All right, so when we move on to the barrel, and it's kind of real hard to see, but I'm going to read this to make sure that I'm saying it correct. It is a salt bath nitride coated steel barrel. It's 1-in-7 right hand twist with mid-length gas system. So your gas system is here, running back is mid-length. All right, we're going to move on to the muzzle brake, and I'm going to read this as well. This is a head down PVX dual port muzzle brake. It's the dual ports. Of course, with muzzle brakes like this, it's going to help with felt recoil and also keeping that muzzle where it needs to be, so you can get those really good, quick, and accurate follow-up shots. Okay, so what are my first impressions on the rifle? Number one, and I've already kind of talked about this, the precision that you feel in the rifle, the tight tolerances and all that kind of good stuff. It feels very, very robust. And I say all those things, and I think that the reason why that's mainly important is because all those types of things equate to a more reliable rifle. So again, most of us are going to be using a rifle like this for self-defense. That's going to be a rifle where when we pick it up to defend ourselves, it's going to go bang. So number one, reliability. The second thing is when you have all the precision and it's a billet rifle and everything is nice and tight and as perfect as you can get it, it equates to better accuracy. And like I said earlier, it is a sub MOA rifle. So that's really what I'm hoping for with this, is that it's going to be a more reliable rifle. And it's going to be more accurate rifle. I've been impressed with head downs rifles for many years now. Now I finally have one, so I'm extremely excited about it. And it kind of worked out because it's the Provectus rifle. The name of my company is Provectus Group, so you know I kind of had to have one. But I'm really excited. So like I told you guys earlier, this is just part one to a 3-part video series. In the next video, part 2, we're going to be kitting this out. So all the little accessories and stuff like that, we're going to be adding it to this rifle. You guys get to follow along, and most importantly, I'm going to be explaining to you why I'm installing these types of accessories and some things that you need to be thinking about when you're thinking about buying some of these accessories. So I really want you guys to stay tuned for that one. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions for me, put them in the comments below. I will make sure that I get to them and answer them. If you like the video, please subscribe if you found me on YouTube. You can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Provectus Group. You can also find me on Instagram at Provectus Group. And guys, remember, in all that you do, be unstoppable.